Good afternoon, everybody. Whoever is present today, I welcome all of you. I introduce myself to you first. I am Dr. Joshi, a consultant psychiatrist practicing for last 10 years and running my Academy of Parent-Child Guidance and Stress Management for last 10 years. The intention of this academy is to share the knowledge and keep people drive. And lots of patients come to us. Basically, they are not patients, but sometimes they are parental anxieties, wrong references, or sometimes we find that the children are more intelligent than parents, but parents sometimes fail to perceive their intelligence. So the whole series has been made in such a way that knowledge can be shared. The series has been made according to the feedback given by the patients. Rather, they have helped us to make the series. By God's grace, I am university rank holder in the field of psychiatry, and at present I am working on Dementia's international project at Sion Hospital. Now, most of the time we feel that child doesn't listen to us. What are the positive factors? And the educational backwardness. What are the other positive factors? Why the child is not doing well in studies? So today, what we will be presenting is not to hurt somebody, but of course to give some knowledge about it and share the thoughts about the training programs and this. Before we begin, we will have a small felicitation function for the people who helped us at least to gather this much crowd. First, I would request Mrs. Nurina Fernandez to come on dais and accept our bouquet of flowers as a token of her presence. I hope you can give a good round of applause for it. Thank you very much. No worries. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I would request Mrs. Vandana Lulla, Director of Podar World School, to please come on dais and accept our bouquet. Is anybody representing Jamnabai school? Because I have spoken with Mrs. Vas, but she said she couldn't able to attend. Her 10 teachers were going to come. Has any teacher come from Jamnabai? Okay, we go ahead. Is anybody representing Chhatrabhuj Nursery School? Okay. Is anybody representing Guru Harkishan Das School? Okay, that's all. So we'll start with this presentation. The intention of it is to share the knowledge, get the insight about the knowledge, and once you come to know that where the fault lies, the child psychology becomes a better place to survive. Please put off your mobiles, because mobiles are the things, they ring it when they are not supposed to ring it, and they don't work when they are supposed to work. That is the definition of mobile. So we can survive with mobile for 2 hours. We'll start with the presentation. Next one, please. Now we'll be starting with the topic query disobedient child. Why this query is there? Because most of the time we find that our child is disobedient after giving best possible facilities to him. But then why the query is there? Where the child is disobedient, then we'll be studying what are the parental factors causing this disobedience, what is the educational factor causing this disobedience, and what are the environmental factors which leads to disobedience. Now, one patient has parented in my clinic. He was bandaged, both of his hands were bandaged, and he was having the bruises on his hands. And the parents got him saying that he is a very naughty child and he is an antisocial element, he steals, he lies. He never listens to us. And parents have created such a picture that first I thought that the child must be at fault. But when I started taking the child's interview, I analyzed the mind of a child. That time I have realized that the parents are told only 50% truth, and the 50% was told by the child. The child told that I have got a younger brother, my parents expect him to take care of that younger brother. Then they feel that I have to do all household activities. Third thing is that I have been put up in a school with low socioeconomic group, while my younger brother goes in a very good school. And that's why I feel jealous of my brother. I wish he should die. And I wish I should punish my parents also, but I am not that strong enough to punish. And every day I don't listen to them so that my minds get the satisfaction. At least I have taught my lesson to my parents. So this is a mixed picture. Parents have come that we are at no fault and the child is at fault. But at the same time the child has declared his side also. So why this very disobedient child? Next one please. We will be studying this disobedience under these titles: role of parents in disobedience, role of a child in disobedience, and what are the environmental factors that is causing disobedience in a child. Next one please. Now what are the role of parents in the disobedience, that is the disobedient behavior of a child. Next one please. Now first is the overprotection. Now what are the various causes why the parents overprotect their child? They are also aware that they are doing it, they are overprotecting it, but what are the various causes which leads for overprotection? Next one please. Now we feel that overprotection comes in many ways. Now even one patient had come to me and the madam said, "The doctor, your cabin's door is locked." I said, "Yes, so nothing will leak out." I said, "Yes, nothing will leak out." So that XYZ lady was saying that my child has gone up to 3.5 years old. Now still he demands for breastfeeding. I cannot feed him at this age. I feel embarrassed when we go to parties and he demands for it. Then I have taken a detailed history. That time I have realized that she has done over breastfeeding for a longer time. So when I have taken the history, she said, "I have done it because I am the single parent. I thought that if the child's demand is not met with, I may lose this child also. But now I have realized that I have done the wrong thing. And now I am in a soup. Now child never listens to me. In front of all he demands for breastfeeding at the age of 3.5 years also. Now the child has developed over fixation with mother. Child is not ready to listen to mother, and if the mother rejects it, he throws a temper tantrum. And now she had come to me that the child is not listening to me, but then I had to give her insight that the child is not only at the fault, but the attitude which you had kept just because there was fear in your mind that you may lose the power over the child. That's why he is doing the demanding for this breastfeeding. So overprotection causes development of obsessiveness in a child. Next one please. Now this is a very common scene, interference in child's decision taking ability. Now you see this scene in every building. During play, instead of allowing child to solve his or her problem on his own, taking side of one's own child and fighting with other parent. Now if you go home in the evenings from your busy schedule, you see that two parents are fighting on the grounds. Parents fight religiously. Two children are playing, then there's something goes wrong. And then children start fighting. When two mothers and if the fathers are strong enough, they also join the fight. And fighting starts continuing and the main topic remains aside. And whatever has gone wrong with the parents, they take out that topic. And then the children go for playing again. But the parents keep on fighting for a longer time. So what happens in this? Child gets the wrong message. When I have to fight for my right in a right manner, I have to call somebody who is elder to me. He will take the responsibility of fighting. It's not my job. And second thing, when they see overfighting in parents, they know how to manipulate parents. So this overprotection can also lead to manipulation attitudes in a child. Next one please. Now this is also a very common thing, why the child is not listening to the parent. Now one case I got in this clinic. The parents said, doctor, we are getting 4 compass boxes to my child, 4 rubber boxes to child. Every day he goes and misses it. And when we tell that, why don't you tell teacher, she will return it, she will help you to return it. But he never listens to us. Then I have taken down their estate. So they have got a grandiosity in their mind. They were rich parents. They thought that giving things in excess means they are doing a right parenting. Actually it was wrong. When you get things excess for the child never develops a sense of responsibility. Child starts becoming irresponsible. He feels, oh my God, I am a rich man. I am a rich man's son. So if I lose it, nothing goes wrong. But if he develops such attitudes in his future life, sometimes such type of cases comes to us in a very late stages, like marital discord. The spouse comes in, the doctor, this fellow has never been brought up in a way that he can take care of his own belongings since childhood. So when parents get these things in excess, there are 2 reasons parents tell to me. We are getting it because both of us are earning, we are rich people. And second thing, we couldn't get this in childhood. So that's why we are giving things in excess. So whatever we didn't get in childhood, that our children should get, which is a pseudo concept of parenting. Because if anything exceeds the limits, the child never understands the value of it. That's why some cases come to us. The doctor never comes from school with all pencils, rubbers and all that. Then that is the cause. Parents are overprotecting the child by giving the things in excess. Then why the parents overprotect the child? Parental preoccupation with accidents leading to not sending child for social functions, picnics, or not allowing child to cross the road alone. Now I've got 6 years old son. Parents are highly educated, spiritual. That is the only son. They are rich parents. Now when I was taking down his history, he says, doctor, at the age of 6 years, I still cannot ride the bicycle. And my friends tease me, you are mama's boy. And when I talk to my parents, then why don't you allow me to go along with my friends outside, at least roam in the compound? They say, no, you are a prestigious child. Now, if the child is not allowed to take his own decisions, the child becomes over-top pampered child or the mama's child. Then sometimes you see that some parents don't send the children to picnic. They are always preoccupied with accidents. Now recently I have seen one case that a big picnic had got from a good school, and that parent was talking outside the school premises to me. No, these schools are arranging picnic. Who will take responsibilities? I said the school authorities and us. No, but something goes wrong then. I said then who can give the guarantee of life? But such a preoccupation, over anxious parents, those who are always preoccupied with negative things. Then what happens if the child is not sent for good things, social environment, social awareness, the child develops an introvert attitude. Even in working place you see some people cannot adjust with anybody, how so good environment is there. Because from childhood they have developed the attitude of remaining aloof, overprotected, and such type of people develop